Hi there, Jeremy here from GetTheMix.com. Thanks for watching another video. Really excited today. We've just had arrived, literally about 20 minutes ago, 2 brand new DJ controllers from Numark. They're both entry level, so they're to replace the Mixtrack Pro 3 and the Mixtrack Platinum. But I have to say, they've absolutely smashed it. This is the Mixtrack Pro FX. And we've also got behind me the Mixtrack Platinum FX as well. These are Serato controllers, of course, so they come with the Serato DJ Lite, which is a really good software to have. You can upgrade it, of course, to the Pro version. But come and have a look at what we have. So these feel really heavy. First of all, I'll go over the build quality with you. This is the old one, the Mixtrack Pro 3, which was released about 5 years ago. I remember doing a video when this was released. I can't believe that's 5 years ago now. But the first thing is, you can see, it just looks more professional. It's heavier, it's got a brush metal feel to the 2 decks, and the mixer is like a separated mixer in the middle, a bit similar to the old one. Platters are 6-inch as opposed to the little small ones, which look really small now on the old model. So these are bigger, chunkier, really sturdy 6-inch platters. And of course, they're touch sensitive as well for scratching. What you have also on here is where you had the touch strip, as you can see here, for altering the effects on the old model, which was all right, it wasn't brilliant. Of course, now on the new one, it's very similar to the Numark scratch mixer that they brought out, which has been very popular, is you've got the toggles. You can either hold the effects on, off, or you can actually punch them in and out. So absolutely amazing. So what you have here is you have the Platinum FX, which is pretty much the same, well, it is the same footprint as the Mixtrack Pro FX, but what you have is you have the displays in the middle of the jog wheels. Of course, they're still 6-inch, but what you have here is your BPM, you have your time lapse and remain, what percentage pitch you're on, all that sort of thing built in the middle, which is actually really nice. What they've done instead on this one is, you can see they've got the scratch marker here. So if you're using, say, a scratch sample, you're learning how to scratch, you can basically show you where your marker is for scratching. Obviously, you can still scratch with this, but you know, that's got the marker on it, which is quite handy. So what else you have on the Platinum FX, apart from the display difference, is that you have 4-deck capability. So even though you've not got 4 actual channels, you can actually assign it, so you can actually do 4-deck mixing, but you just flip between 2 channels on that one, 2 channels on that one. So a good way of entry level getting into 4-deck mixing. Of course, if you were really into 4-deck mixing, you'd want to get a actual 4-channel controller with 4 separate channels. But this is great. I mean, the feel of it is really good. Both controllers got 100mm faders, which are lovely and smooth, really nice feel to them. Honestly, this retails at the time of launch at about £245, and this one at about £215. You really wouldn't think it. If you see them in the flesh, then they could be another £100 more. They've really smashed it. It's like they've just one day woken up, someone at Numark, and thought, right, okay, 5 years has gone by, it's time to give the competition a good roasting, because this is what they've done, really have, with these controllers. They are so nice. So going over a few more features on it, of course, you've got all of your different functions here. So you've got, let's start up on the top left, you've got your microphone volume control there. Working your way down, there's 2 separate decks here, but as you can see, your play button is on the left side. If you scroll over now to the right deck, it's still on the left. If you go to the old model, because here's the old one, which is basically the Platinum, what you have is, of course, you have your pitch control over that side, pitch control over that side. With this one, you've got pitch control. So it's a lot nicer, because basically everything's laid out like having 2 separate decks and a mixer in the middle. So what you then have here is you have all your different cues, auto loops, fader cuts, and samples. Samples which are built into the software are things like, you've got horn, you've got all different types of different effects you can assign to these 4 pads. Also, you've got fader cut here as well, so you can actually make it, you've got 1 beat, 2 beat, 4 beat, and 8 beat. More comes into its own if you're playing a track, not like I'm doing, which is basically a house track. If you had a scratch sample and you put in the fader cuts, it actually sounds really good. And you do it in conjunction with, of course, your scratching. Also, you have down here, you have stutter, which goes back to the beginning of the track. and also you have that, you can search through the track. So that basically goes back to the beginning, and then that one you've got searching backs and forwards through the track. When you, if you upgrade from Serato DJ Lite to Serato Pro, these will actually, you can actually add more to these pads as well. So what you have here is you have your scratch mode. Of course, when scratch mode is off, it's actually like a pitch bend. Put a scratch on and it can scratch. It's very responsive, very, very sturdy as well. It's really, really nice. So that's that. You've got, obviously, you can change the amount of pitch you've got on. Obviously, you can adjust the shift key, and you've got pitch range, and it says in the display, you've got 8, 16, 50 on there. So you've got 3 different pitch. That's the amount of pitch bend that you can use. You've also got key lock. Again, hold the shift button. And the key lock means it'll adjust the tempo but not the key, so which is very, very, lots of DJs use that all the time. And then when you're not got the shift on, it's basically a pitch bend. So you can pitch bend to get it, which is similar basically to turning the scratch wheel off, and then you can fine tune it to get it into the beat. So moving on to the mixer, that's the same of course on the other side, so they're both exactly the same. Then you've got the mixer. Mixer is really laid out well, so much better in a lot of ways than the other one, especially to do with the effects section. It's all about the effects. So what you basically have here is your 2-up faders, crossfader. You've got your Q mix, which is basically, have it that way is Q, so you're listening in the headphones to whatever you've got pressed here with these buttons for your headphones for whatever channel, and then you can put it to PGM, which is basically your master out, to blend it to see almost like a pre-fade mix, basically pre-fade listen. You then got your Q volume control, which is basically a headphone volume control there. And here's your effects. So again, as I said to you just now, you can put the effects on or you can punch them in. You've also got a filter here, you can hear. So that's your filter, and then you've got bass, mid, treble on each channel, which are complete kills. So they're about -30, might even be -32, but they are a complete kill. So you turn the bass, mid and treble down and you completely cut again, which is good. And then you've got obviously your level control. We've got one on each channel independently. So if you've got one that sounds a bit louder than the other, you can trim it down before you mix. Browse, which is to browse through your library on your Serato DJ Lite software, and then you can load it onto each channel via these buttons. Right, now you've got your basically your effects. So you've got wet and dry, which is the intensity of the effect. You then have you've got a high pass filter. If I turn it on, you can hear there. Low pass. Flanger, and then you've got echo, reverb and phaser. As you can see, I can turn it off, I can punch them in, and you've got your wet and dry for the intensity. So we will be doing some more videos on these later down the line, going a bit more in depth, especially into the pads and things like that as well. We just wanted to do, it's almost like a quick unboxing video. We've only just had these arrive, and they are going to be a bit of a game changer, I would say. There is competition out there for them, but I've got a feeling that from what I've seen with these, if you see them in the flesh, you'll know what I mean, is that when you see the build quality and the way they look and feel, they have really thought about it and they've come up with a real winning formula with both of these. So, and as you can see from the old models now, it's the end of the line for these. After 5 years, they've done really well. Probably been more so the Mixtrack Pro 3. This one has probably actually been one of the best selling controllers on the market in the last 5 years. But it is looking a little bit dated, especially now when you look at this. So it's a warm welcome now that they've changed these. We're also, if you head over to our Instagram or Facebook, I know we're the middle of May 2020 at the moment, but we're actually getting our first delivery in a couple of weeks. It's going to be around the beginning of June. Now what we're going to do is on Facebook and Instagram, we're running a competition. Someone's going to win one of these. In fact, 2 people are going to win. We're doing a double whammy where someone will win the Platinum and someone will win the Pro FX. absolutely free of charge from the first delivery that we get in. Here it is, you've seen it, the amazing new controllers just come out. Thanks for watching. I'm Jeremy from Getting the Mix. Don't forget to subscribe, press a like. We'd like to see your comments as well of underneath what you think about these two new controllers and anything else you want us to bring up, and we can do some more videos later on. Also some comparison videos between these and some other offerings from people like Pioneer, Reloop, Native Instruments, just to give you an idea of the differences. So that's it. Thank you for watching.